Hello, Narnach here. Welcome back to Grim Dawn. So last episode I already mentioned that I was thinking and looking into changing my build into a two-handed ranged setup. It was a bit tricky to make it work, mostly because all the two-handed ranged weapons actually require a whole lot of cunning, which is a statistic I haven't been focusing on a lot, but I managed to make it work. So yes, I'm now using a very nice two-handed crossbow, which is the Sparkbolt Arbalest, which does a whole bunch of electrocute damage. It also has a skill, 15% chance when I get hit by melee attacks that it will drop stun jacks, which stun things nearby. Basically, they're small stun mines, and they also do electrocute damage. I've crafted Hellsbane ammo, which is a component you can put in that adds even more lightning, and it boosts the lightning and electrocute damage, and it converts some of physical damage to lightning. So a lot of lightning is going out. And then I also have a lightning aura, which grants a aura to both me and my pets nearby. That will deal extra lightning damage, further boosting lightning and electrocute damage, and it also adds a 8% chance for attacks to stun for 0.8 seconds. So suddenly all 4 of me and my party members are stunning now. Or have a small chance to stun. So enemies are more crowd controlled in that way. I changed my abilities around. On the Occultist side, I fully maxed out the Raven and the heal. The heal, it got more than double as effective as before, so that's definitely useful for keeping both me and my pets alive. Storm Spirit, I reduced it to 1 point. Basically, I'm using it as a bridge to Lightning Strike now, which is an attack that does an AoE stun attack, so that looks very good. And I picked up another skill above here. Soleil's Witchfire is an enchantment. It adds some chaos damage, boosts poison damage, adds some offensive damage, offensive ability, and that's it. And the reason I want it is because I want Second Right, which is the upgrade at level 25 points invested here. And it will add energy burn, 13 to 33 energy burn on enemies. So basically I'm going after the mana of enemy casters, since that's historically been a problem. I've been trying to deal with it, and the solution was always staring me right in the face and I never saw it. So there's going to be another 5 points spent into the Occultist tree, and then I'm going to grab a Second Right. I picked up a single point of Consecrated Blade here, which basically converts a little bit of my physical damage to chaos, and boosts my fire and vitality damage a little bit as well. So I'm doing a wide spectrum of damage and not just physical anymore. On the Shaman side, because I switched from a melee attack to a ranged attack, I had to drop Brute Force with Feral Hunger, because they are exclusive to melee. So that freed up a lot of points. Also, I dropped a lot of points in Savagery, so it's now down to 1 point. Because it's my primary attack, it adds some bleeding, some lightning damage, but I needed the points for other things. So picked up some Might of the Bear, which adds physical resistance, and it boosts my total damage, so it balances out a little bit. And I picked up the Primal Strike, which is basically like a big thunder strike that you can direct at an area, and it stuns everything in that area. And well, as before, I've had Shepherd's Skull attached to my primary attack. This being a secondary attack with a 3-second cooldown. This, I think it's 3 seconds. Yeah, it's a 3-second cooldown. I've attached a new celestial power, Bismil's Command. It has a 20% chance whenever I cast it to summon a Eldritch Hound, which is basically a green version of the Hellhound. And it's going to stay with us for 20 seconds. And it has a 60-second cooldown. So there is occasionally an extra pet in the party. Besides that, a single point into Torrent, which makes the Primal Strike chain to multiple targets, to up to 3 targets for more lightning damage. And they also do weapon damage, by the way, so the weapon damage gets carried over partially. And there's Storm Surge, which add more bleeding damage and a bit of lightning damage as well. And Brightthorn is maxed and the Ground Slam is still at 5. Oh, and the Wendigo Totem is completely maxed. So I've completely maxed out all my ability-based healing. So that's the Raven and the Wendigo Totem. I've boosted the bodies of the pets and I've basically cranked down my personal attacks to a minimum. So let's go back to my weapon. This is a level 35 weapon. I'm level 46. It's both one of the best uniques I have available right now, or epics as this game calls them. It's also the best one I can actually equip, because if you look at the requirement, it requires 318 points of cunning. I have 323, and that's after investing all of my spare attributes. Turns out, you can reassign skill points. You cannot reassign attribute points. So that's something to be aware of. I've massively boosted my physique. And because of the switch I'm doing now, slightly regretting that. So, and I've also exchanged my helm. Used to be a pretty heavy armor helm. I've now put on the Crown of Command, which boosts my pets. 25% extra damage to all of them. Very good. 8% extra attack speed. Very useful. And I've also re-equipped this lower level ring. 19% extra bonus damage for all pets. So if I now look at the pet bonuses at the bottom here. Pets do 117% extra damage. They have almost 50% extra life and they attack 20% faster. So if you combine the attack speed and the damage, basically the pets, they've got 250% DPS of what they normally have. Which is pretty useful, especially considering that the pets are all maxed out. And I'm only doing 600 something damage per second rather than the 1200 or 1400 I was doing before. So I've dropped my own damage a bit, and in exchange I've boosted my pets and I've gone into more of a control role. So we'll see how that goes. So one of the things is that I really have to be careful of is I've dropped my own armor a little bit, and I've changed my hotkey setup because I no longer have Wendigo Totem on my right mouse. It's now the lightning strike attack. It's easy to forget I have the Wendigo Totem because I'm no longer casting it whenever I right click. So there are some allies in here. Oh, and I forgot to look at the devotion. So devotion I assigned the ghoul because it was all... Basically it was life regen and this ghoulish hunger. It's completely rubbish for my build. Because if I'm down to 30% health, I'm dead anyway. I will not be able to use the extra life leech. So it doesn't really add much. The vulture, it gives me 5% cunning, so I kind of need it for this build. But down here, the Shepherd's Crook, it's all bonuses to pets, so that's very good. Raven, it's also pet bonuses, very good. And I've gotten the spare points and put it into Bismiel's Command, which is a very, very nice boost to pets, and it allows me to summon the Eldritch Hound. And the next thing I'm going for is this one that I've already got one in, and that's the Roman's Crown. It also has a bunch of pet bonuses in terms of elemental damage, elemental resists, and it also boosts my own elemental and electrocute damage, so that's going to be nice. And there's going to be something I can assign to one of my pet attacks, because my personal attacks are all maxed. It's going to be a AoE lightning attack, something. But mostly picking it for the pet boosts. So, yeah. It's a opportunity for new things. Also, I still think that the whole threat system in this game is rubbish. If these pets are supposed to tank, they're not doing their damned jobs. Really, they're not doing their jobs. Doesn't matter if I put them on aggressive, because then they just charge everything. Doesn't matter if I put them on defensive like this, then they just hang behind. Oh, look, see, there's the green hound. Turns out on defensive they're even more rubbish than normal. So that's if I could make one complaint about this game, it's just threat mechanisms and AI. The defensive mode doesn't really defend me against enemies. And there's no way to just make them defend me and or follow my target. Or just pull aggro off of me. And I really have to get used to the hotkeys to put the totem down. But I have to say, I do enjoy this change in build. It's something different for a change. Not being a melee attacker is kind of fun. Maybe I'm expecting too much out of the pets, that's also possible. I mean, I'm used to games where you can rely on your pets for, you know, proper tanking. In Path of Exile you can do it, Diablo 3 you can do it. Diablo 2 I think you could even do it. It's been too long ago for me to remember how it worked in Titan Quest. So the enemies are also pretty good at stunning. Okay, pets can protect me now. Really? So that's something that hasn't really changed. I mean, before I was glass cannon with a two-handed axe. Now I'm glass cannon with a two-handed crossbow. That hasn't changed. Could hypothetically switch to a shield and a single-handed pistol. That would be possible. Or a wand. I think they got wands now as well. But for now I figured this would be the closest to what I got. And I got some skill support as well for two-handers. And if I go to one-hander, then I'm playing something that's not supported by, for example, this Thunderscribe Primal Strike. It's two-handed only. It's exclusive to two-handed weapons. So I figured that would be a logical first thing to try. But it does make me wonder, if you're playing a hardcore character, are you always playing something with a shield? Are you always dual classing into soldier or something just to have a defensive option? Or how would you do it? Because this class on hardcore, that would be pretty lethal. Or am I just completely playing it wrong? That's also an option. Always willing to admit I'm not playing the game right. But that's why I try to analyze, ask for feedback. Let's see how it goes. So definitely nice being able to just stun enemies. Okay, so where do I have to go? Ah, there's another path up here. So if I play a very slow advance, then the pets do seem to behave as they ought to. Let's see, there's the green pet again. Basically like a hellhound, but green. Oh, treasure chest hidden here. And then we can go through here to, what is this, the crypt entrance. Oh wait, these are friends. These are my friends. These are my friends and I will not try to kill them. So this lightning aura of mine kind of helps when there's this many friends around. Lots of stunning going on. Ow. Suddenly something really started hurting. Right. We cleared this wing, that means this is the next area to go to. That's a friendly. There's a treasure box down there. So the interesting thing here is that you're not consistently in harm's way because you're ranged. Most of the times you have a slightly better odds of controlling the situation by just not being near enemies. It definitely takes a little bit of getting used to not being the main tank for the group. But so far the pets are not disappointing. Let's have a look. They kind of do chew through enemies. I'm just gonna stand here. See? Pets just munch him up. Also, there is treasure there. Why did we skip treasure? It's never okay to skip treasure. So that's the nice thing. Once you got your pets in a more or less pretty much empowered state, where they really do a lot of damage, have a good survivability, then it doesn't really matter if you have good damage or not, because you're just there to support your pets. And then the most important thing is to just not die. Which I'm slowly getting better at. Alright, let's have a look at that note that we just found. Here. Loose ends. Deceived. Stuck down here in the dark, like a rat in a trap. I write these words, so I might have vengeance. It's unlikely that this will be found, but if someone reads this, know that Malvek Brevel is a traitorous cur. I am Nazan Untraz. I am a foreigner to these lands, and unashamed to say that I am both a thief and an assassin. I tell you this now, so you know that I am truthful in my words later. I have been in the secret employ of a wealthy noble, one Malvek Brevel. Most of my work for him was stealing key pieces of information and material for leverage. I have slit the throats of no less than 3 of his rivals, or their agents. I broke into the chambers of the man above Malvek, and placed certain evidence. This resulted in the man's arrest, allowing Malvek to move into his position of power. None of this is new. Same thing happens with wealthy men and scheming ability the world over. More recently, he bade me to recover an ancestral artifact from his father's tomb, the family signet ring. A thing that should not have been buried, he says. But the argument between father and son led to rash decisions. I care not for the reasons. His coin was always good, but I say nothing and let him speak. He wanted to say, the tomb is lavished in my family's vast wealth of the ages. Touch nothing. I'm not paying you to plunder my ancestor's tomb. You're only to recover my father's signet ring and return. And make sure you carry a torch. Seldom a light escapes those depths. Do not dare return without the signet. I found the entrance easy enough, but it just revealed stairs into blackness. After lighting a torch, I descended into the tomb and wandered these halls for hours, searching for a single name amongst these countless thousands of dead. At last I gave up, but I would not leave empty-handed. I was driven to find the wealth Malvek spoke of. I went farther and farther into the darkness. There were some treasures, but nothing of what he hinted at. I pressed on, ignorant of the risk of losing my way back. Once the torch started flickering, I knew, as if I had planned to betrayal myself. Malvek had played me like a fool. His careful choice of words stung at my pride and ensured that I would be driven to find the signet, despite any risks. And the subtle suggestion to bring a single torch, I was a fool to bring just the one. Here I am to stay as I write these final words. Now I see the deception for what it really was. Only the elimination of a loose end. My light is done, and so am I. Nazan. Oh, this is nice. I like it. I really like the lore bits in this game. Also, secret door. So, is there... There's another entrance over there, so we can just go through here, because loot. Also, I am ahead of my pets again. I should do that. Really not good for my general well-being. Okay, there's a grill before that door. And there's a star on the map, so that's where the ashes will be. Potentially guarded by something else. Iron gates. Oh, it's moving. Ashes shouldn't be moving. Ah! Spirit of Archon Bartholom. Also, just putting a gate up. Because I had some issues in the past staying alive. Also, pay attention to the pets. Dang it. Yeah. Oh, that worked a lot better than before. Dreadnought footpads. I keep getting those. Wonder if that's the only thing that's in the rotation or something. Let's see. 200x, Dreadnought footpads. These even have a less movement speed than the other ones. Ah, too bad. Okay, so we plunder the tomb, of course, because we are tomb robbers. I mean to say, sorry, we are noble heroes. I just want a little bit of extra coin. Yes, yes, that's it. That must be it. Extra coin. I approve of that. Spirit Crusher. Flame Bronze. So that's a one-handed sword or a club? Probably a club. I mean, crusher. It applies Curse of the Crushed Resolve, 25% chance on attack. That severely weakens enemies. What's the Flame Brand? It's a one-handed sword. That just burns, it does a bunch of extra fire damage. Okay. So, we have to return to our buddies, our necro buddies. Oh, that's nice actually that there's a side entrance down there. But I think I can just call up a portal. And then we go towards Sorrow's Bastion. Yep. And then we actually talk to our necro buddies, give them the ashes, and see what else they need for the ritual. Because there's always something more that they need for the ritual. Oh wait, here was the passes through, and then here we can talk with the boss, the Keeper of Tomes. Have you vanquished our foes and claimed the ashes? Yes, I have. Excellent. We got a relic, savage. Oh, bonus to pets. I approve. I think I need this. Yep, I need this. Wow. This grants an extra pet that doesn't have a timeout. This is a permanent extra pet, Stormhound. Okay, I'm crafting this. Doesn't matter what, I want it. Okay, excellent. With these ashes, Maldekar shall once again take form in the physical realm. I hope many chosen died trying to stop you from reclaiming them. Can you perform the ritual now? We now have everything we need to perform the rite of resurrection. Your loyalty and assistance have earned you the right to see Maldekar return to this world. Do you wish to join us? What does it entail? The ritual will be dangerous, that I can assure you. Malignant spirits will be drawn to it like moths to the flame. I need you to dispatch anything that tries to interfere. Join us at the Chamber of Souls. Its doors have been unlocked to you. Keep the chamber clear of spirits so that Maldekar can find his way back to us. I will assist you. So presumably that's up here. But you know what? Let's do that next time. This episode's been going on for long enough. So what do we need for this? Manticore Eyes, Mistborn Talisman, Rampage, Inferno. I've got Calamity. Unfortunately that doesn't apply. Okay, so Savage. Yeah, I'll look into that in between episodes, see if I need a lot of different things or if it's going to be a longer term, short-term project. But anyway, next episode we're going to go through these doors and see what happens with the resurrection of Maldekar. So until then, thank you very much for watching and hope to see you again next time. Bye bye.